Freedom is the right to tell what they do not want to hear. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Tired of the same repetitive government narratives? Then wave goodbye to the distractions and rhetoric of corporate media. For this is Anti-Media Radio.
But I want to get the language right. The big government is in trouble.
You're all a bunch of slaves! Bunch of slaves!
What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom, compassion toward one another.
What's your definition of media?
And now, here's your host, S.M. Gibson.
Brothers and sisters, the call to be free. Just use that freedom to love one another. What's so hard with that? My name is S.M. Gibson, and this is Anti-Media Radio. It is one day after the day of celebrating your independence. Well, today, Hillary Clinton is celebrating hers, July the 5th, 2016. Going to go ahead and bring on our sound director for the night because there is a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Shannon Madden. Shannon, what is up?
Oh, Hillary's what's up, man. It's all Hillary all the time, my friend. Hillary Clinton dodged a bullet there. Was anybody surprised?
No. Nobody should have been surprised. In the slightest, no one should have been surprised. Because, okay, what's the alternative for the system, right? The alternative is to have, well, Bernie's still in the race, so that means he's going to get the nomination.
What?
So
no, he's not in the race anymore.
Everybody, look, she's not going to be president, but this is the easiest way to get through this transition period, is to, because they're not getting Bernie anywhere close to anything. So they're just going to keep her in here, and whatever's going to happen to her is going to happen to her later. Nothing may ever happen to her.
Come on, man. She's Clinton, dude.
But we'll see.
She is
it's
Hillary
going to be a
Clinton,
different world.
the most powerful woman in the world.
It's going to be a different world when Idiot Daddy gets in charge.
Man, I'm telling you, I see the inner workings pushing her right back into the dogfight.
Look, man, her days are numbered. I'm telling you. But it's not the way people think. It's not, prosecution from the FBI.
Well, her days were supposed to be numbered. Today was supposed to be that number.
No, it wasn't.
Her number was supposed to be up today.
No, it wasn't.
Of course it wasn't. This thing's been rigged from moment one, man.
But she'll still never be the president of the United States. That's why today's not as insulting as it should be, probably. Because we've come to expect this sort of shenanigans.
Look, I'm not saying that the American public is going to go to the polls and actually put her in the presidency. I'm just saying that she's going to be the next president of the United States.
Wait, you're saying what?
I'm saying she's going to be the next president of the United States.
Oh,
I've been saying that all along because the money has.
Like what?
I mean, you're seeing right here what the money's buying.
But you're wrong. Like you're 1,000% wrong.
Then why is she not sitting in jail right now? Why is she not standing before a judge right now?
She's not going to be president.
So why is she still in the race?
Because Bernie can't be. Because she never thought Bernie was going to get there.
If you or I doing the same task, Secretary of State, performing the same task that she was, pulled the same stunts, we would be sitting in a jail cell right now.
Yeah, okay, there's a difference between not sitting in a jail cell and sitting in the Oval Office. She's not going to get that job.
So why did she get off?
Because they can't have Bernie. Look, would Bernie collapse the economy? Of course he would. But Bernie is the biggest threat to the system out there right now. because he would actually, what he would do is, yeah, sure, he would harm all us little people, but he would harm all the big people too. Like, they would get screwed. The banks, they're not letting him anywhere near anything. That's a legitimate threat to them. And he's been an outsider. Like, he's actually, been an independent, saying he hasn't been a party guy. He hasn't played the party politics these whole years. He hadn't greased the right hands because he's been Mr. Independent.
Or other body parts.
So he don't have many friends in that party. So he's not going to get the nomination at all, period. If that was even an option, why isn't he going to be on the ticket as the vice president? He has all those supporters. He has all those supporters that everybody's sitting here going, how can Hillary get those supporters? And not once has anybody said, why don't you make him your vice president? Because that's not an option, because they're not getting Bernie a heart attack away from him getting near those banks.
Well, I mean, if he's sitting in the chair of the president,
like at all, like they're not even kind of getting him near
if he's
that.
sitting in the chair of the vice president, you think he's going to get close to the banks? The same banks
but
that
at the
have
same
been
time,
bankrolling
at
Hillary
the same
Clinton's
time,
campaign this whole entire time?
At the same time, he hadn't known the right people throughout the years too. Now that doesn't mean Bernie hadn't sold out here, there, and the other, because we all know he has. He's doing it right now, telling people to vote for Hillary Clinton. But he hadn't been the party Democrat line guy, so that's why she's in there.
Well, to be fair, neither is Trump as far as being the party Republican.
Trump
guy.
has what speaks. Don't ever forget it. They've been, they made a big production out of Mitt Romney going up there to kiss his finger in 2012.
What rock did they have to turn over to find him? What's he been doing? So
what I'm saying is Donald Trump's made his name be known for a while in this circle.
What has Mitt Romney been doing this whole time?
Who cares?
I'm kind of curious.
I don't.
Did
know.
he look tan? Did he look well rested?
He did. He looks like he
didn't go Al Gore.
He looks like
with
he may be
beard, did he?
Starring in a remake of the Brady Bunch. I don't know. It's possible.
There needs to be another reboot of the Brady Bunch.
No, there doesn't.
That last one was pretty good.
Well, here's the thing. Hillary Clinton. Oh, did you hear the perjury thing? That one's amazing. She committed perjury, in case you're not aware.
No, man, come on. Perjury's nothing new to the Clintons.
It came out in the FBI proved it. What it came from is when she was doing her whole Benghazi, I didn't do it, I know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Talking to Trey Gowdy. Let me ask you this. You say that you turned over everything, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, yes, all my work-related emails, yes. How do you know that? I know because there was an exhaustive search done, BS. So she said under oath in the Benghazi investigation that she turned over all her emails. Well, the FBI found out that she had, in fact, not turned over all her emails. Surprise, surprise. So there's one for you right there. It's perjury. I guess her husband's got that one on him too, though, because that's not why he's allowed to be a lawyer anymore, or he wasn't when, he was disbarred because of the Paula Jones situation, but he was still allowed to be president. That's pretty funny.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was impeached. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Isn't impeaching, isn't that what you do when you remove someone from office?
No.
And he was still the president.
It's just charges. It's not.
It's just words. That's all it is.
No, it's not.
Words.
It's just charges. It happened to Andrew Johnson, too.
Oh, fair enough.
But that's the only two it ever happened to.
Are you telling me that Bill Clinton's going to wind up on the 20? I don't think so. Of course, the 20 will only be worth
Andrew
like
Jackson.
$3.
That was not, whatever. That's not Andrew Johnson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Johnson. Yeah, man, what is wrong with me today? I've just started my first cup of coffee for those of you listening, so that was hard.
See,
I did that on air, too. God.
And you know what? You're the people telling people that Hillary's going to be president. I'm telling you,
they are.
You're as wrong as you
I'm just as dumb as the rest of them.
It's never going to happen, and I've explained that very clearly to you. I don't know any other way to say it.
I know. I know what you tried to explain, but we'll see.
But I still can't. I still cannot say for a fact.
She cheated, lied, and perjured, and burnt emails, and
I won't confirm. I won't say firmly that Trump will be president, though, but I will say firmly she won't, because I think something crazy still is possible.
No, she's got there's technology that the Clintons have. I'm sure that
But crazy ain't going to involve her.
We've always talked about force fields. I can almost bet that Hillary Clinton has a force field.
Nah, she's going to get.
Look at the. I mean,
this is all going to go away.
Look at the damage that woman has.
Let
wrought
me tell
over
you
the
something.
years.
Okay, let me explain something to everybody real fast. Okay, yeah, is Donald Trump a horrible, terrible person that gets up on stage when there are handicapped people that have given him negative press and he starts shaking and moving because he's a terrible person and he's making fun of someone with a disability?
There's a lot of people
now,
laughing
wait a
in
second.
the audience.
Wait a second. This same person is going to get in front of a woman that we all know has been involved with murder, defended women, or gone after women her husband sexually assaulted and raped. Nobody knows how many.
Yeah, I don't even think Bill knows how many at this point.
We're talking what she did, just her crimes as a politician with money she's taken from the Saudis, the Clinton Foundation, the list goes on and on, Whitewater.
Ask a Honduran how they feel about Hillary Clinton.
Let's talk about running
yeah.
some cocaine back in the day. Let's talk about when she was on the board of directors at Walmart back in the day. And this horrible man that'll make fun of somebody with a disability is going to get in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's going to say some crazy, crazy stuff. And for what?
And half of it will be true.
All that, I bet in her case, it's all going to be true. That's the thing. There's no crazy, you don't have to make it up with her. It's there. Just pick and choose.
Well, Trump does a lot of making things
up. What word do you want to use? Murder, liar? So, I'm going to go ahead and bring on...
The email thing seems kind of trite.
Oh,
at this
yeah.
point. Yeah.
And he can hammer that home all day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm going to bring on wonderful journalist for the antimedia.org, Miss Claire Burnish. Claire, what is up tonight?
Not much. What's up?
All right. Just so everyone's aware, we are going to get to some a few other headlines here later on.
I hope so.
Because the story that distracts, they're always up to something back there. But all right, Hillary, what do you think, Claire?
I mean, this, of course, it's no surprise. I mean, that she's not going to be facing charges. It would be absurd to have expected that to actually happen. But it really shows an emboldening of the government in a really kind of frightening way. I mean, if they're willing to kind of bend over backwards to make sure she gets in office, and she obviously has no problem with that, then imagine what she'll do and be able to get away with when she gets there. If she gets there.
We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. I want to put some money on this.
Fine.
How
That's
much?
fine.
How much?
Whatever you want to give me.
Claire, call it. How much?
$20.
$20? Yeah. Yeah, this is
Okay.
definitely worth an Andrew Johnson.
Exactly, that guy. All right.
Oh,
whatever, how much you feel like you
Get some
need
more
to
of this
give me
coffee in me real quick.
in November is whatever amount. If you don't want to give it to me, don't. But either way,
I got 3 Johnsons on
not
it.
really bad.
I got 3 Johnsons on it.
So outside of that, you think about how they were using Loretta Lynch. They were like, "Look over here, everybody." She met with Bill, and then that just dropped today. Nobody's worried about her no more. Like, do you know how many people are implicated in this? I think Comey's going to have to end up resigning before this is all said and done.
Yeah, there will definitely
Yeah.
be some casualties somewhere.
There's going to be casualties, and
it won't be
and it won't
Hillary.
be her. Legally, it won't be her. I think all hers
she's
is
in
going
the
to be
clear now.
political, or maybe, who knows, maybe one day down the line. But I think all hers are going to be political, and she's going to go unscathed. I think legally.
She can pardon people when she's president.
Well, yeah, that's why nobody's
throwing
going to
that out
let.
there.
I know that's why nobody's going to let her near anything.
Everybody's going to be cool.
Yeah, nobody's going to let her near anything. Too many enemies. Too many rich enemies.
They obviously want her to be the next president. I mean, the establishment really wants her in office, particularly over Trump. But by doing this and, pulling hijinks like this that are just so absurd, they're actually turning a lot of people off
In the
from
open.
her.
Yeah. I mean,
Trump has actually gained in the polls.
Why do you believe that Hillary Clinton... Okay, why do you believe Hillary Clinton did not become president in 2008? why she was the one that everybody knew. Nobody had heard of Barack Obama yet. You know, he came up overnight for people, for most people. Everybody knew her. Everybody assumed it was going to be her. And yet they said no. Why?
Because he was overwhelmingly popular with the people, and he was as easily malleable into the same sort of positions that she would take. I think they were pretty much the same candidates, so they just went with whoever the people went with because it was easier to do it that way.
I don't believe they were the same candidate whatsoever. I think her foreign policy would have been exactly like Bush's. And while I'm telling you, as much as Obama has bombed, killed, maimed, and everything else, he's drug his feet on stuff, because if that would have been John McCain winning, you think that's all that would have happened so far as what Obama did? No. Yeah, we would have, the whole thing would have been taken over.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Obama has drug his feet compared to what Hillary Clinton would have done.
Well, I don't think they're identical, but they're pretty much the same. I mean, it's not like he's a total not a war hawk somehow. I mean, yeah, she would be worse by far, but what I'm saying is that they paralleled each other enough that when he became like the popular pick, it was easy to just say, well, oh, go ahead, because we know Hillary was going to run again anyway. Like, everybody knew that, so
they don't like her.
I don't know.
They don't like her. Everybody has to remember this. These people have to interact in everyday life, and they don't like her. Nobody likes that woman.
Very likely.
Good.
I mean, you heard
she will not be president. She has rich enemies.
You heard Obama's speech.
They have stabbed everybody in the back for years and years and years.
You heard Obama's speech. He's sticking up for his homie. We listened to a speech off air before the show that he gave. When was that? Was
today.
That? Yeah, it was today. And
was
took time off from his busy schedule.
Yeah, like they didn't have it pre-planned out. Like, oh, what a shock! She didn't get indicted. Well, now I can go help you campaign.
Yeah. Hooking you up.
So coincidental. But so what? What does that mean? Let me tell you something. Him handing her that little baton business, that is attaching a third term. And nobody, that's a curse. You can't say the word third term. I don't care if you're the greatest president ever. You have to make it like you're your own person, even if it is a third term. You can't sell third term.
We're going to see.
It's going to hurt her worse than it's going to help her.
Because, the same things, the same reasons that you say that Hillary Clinton, which we all know to be true, as far as the things that are very galvanizing to her, her opponents, and people that are clearly not going to vote for her. There's a lot of the same thing going on with Trump, as far as particularly in your large, heavily populated areas. The primary vote's one thing. The general election is going to paint I think it's going to paint a different picture as far as the popular vote. But I don't even know why we're talking about this like it's a real thing, though. I mean, seriously, we just need to go ahead and start talking about what's going to happen on Raw next Monday.
Well, that's why that's why I say it like I say it. Like it's. I think it's all set up and it's all rigged. They know who ain't gonna get it. They know who they're probably gonna let get it.
And the fact that it is rigged,
but they certainly know who they're not gonna let get it.
Hillary Clinton has proved time and time again with every twist and turn through this election that she is. I mean, the system is definitely rigged, and she's pulling every favor that she's built up over the, since Bill was back in office.
There are people waiting to watch that man get in front of her and destroy her live on national television.
Kind of like you don't watch Game of Thrones. Claire, you watch Game of Thrones, right?
No.
Oh, well, never. But y'all both suck. But there's a scene in Game of Thrones where one of the main characters, who's very one of the queens in the show, is actually taken out into public and stripped naked, and people are throwing rotten food at her and spitting on her and all sorts of stuff and calling her awful names, and she has to walk through the whole entire city all the way back home. That's what's going to happen to Hillary Clinton when she gets on that stage. Because he's going to talk.
Let me tell you, know what she would be if y'all's world of whatever became president? This is what she would be. She would do all the stupid stuff Barack Obama did domestically with let's do idiotic health care. Let's force it down people's throats. Mm-hmm. And she would keep continuing that garbage. And she'd go, hey, the Bushes had a great foreign policy. Let's do that again.
Yeah.
So she would.
Well, we've kind of been doing that for the past 8 years, you know.
No. It would make. I'm telling you, Barack Obama and people would look back in history and go, between Hillary Clinton's wars and Bush's wars, everybody's going to look at him like he won a Nobel Peace Prize. Well, good for him.
So let's suppose the what if. Let's suppose that I win the $20 bet. Hillary Clinton becomes president. Where's the next place we go? Yeah, it is a bet. You're betting me. One, Andrew Johnson.
But for it to be a bet, there has to be like a result that's not known.
Yes. Are you wavering? Is that what's going on?
No,
here?
you can give me your money if you want in November or not. I don't care.
I'll put it on the table. Put your 20 on the table. Let's do this. Claire, your witness.
Yes, I am.
But going back to what I was saying, let's suppose for a moment that she becomes president. Where's the first new place that she attacks? Iran?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only place, and she's already talked about going into Iran.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. Russia. That looks like that's going to be World War III coming.
Yeah, nobody's going to go to war with Russia.
Speaking of Hillary, I want to throw this up real quick. We've got the story right now on the front of the antimedia.org, and it jumped way up on Reddit today. This man was charged after committing the same crimes as Hillary Clinton. And the name Brian Nishnamira has been going around today. He's from Folsom, California. And he was unauthorized removal and retention of classified materials without malicious intent. He got 2 years probation and a $7,500 fine. He had to forfeit personal media, blah, 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 blah. So, and he had to give up any security clearance that he had. And they say, well, there's no precedent to charge Hillary or to, at all to even charge her. And this guy was actually convicted for the exact same. Actually, hers was worse, but, whatever to that.
Out in the open. We don't care what you people have to say about it. We're going to take care of our own. And don't let us catch you doing something like this.
Like a lot.
Come after your ass.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's funny. It's funny, like, how insulting it is, I guess, because what are you going to do? Sit there and weep about it and go, oh, yeah, well, her day's coming. That lunatic that makes fun of disabled people is going to get up there, and it's going to be laugh a second.
Yeah, she's going to go in there expecting the normal debate, the choreographed kung fu match, and she's walking into a street fight.
She's not going to expect that. She's going to know. She's going to have to know.
I mean, as many years.
I think she's going to try to get out of it, and they're definitely going to try to get Gary Johnson in there to lessen the blow because they're going to need somebody to cut up the time because they cannot, in any way, shape, or form, man, just the two of them for an hour or 2 hours or whatever they make it. They got to have Gary in there to break it up so he can at least say something just to take the time away from her getting destroyed. That would become like a all-time television. It would break all records if it was the two of them. I think it will. They could put it on pay-per-view. Who doesn't want to watch that? Claire? You don't watch TV, but are you going to watch that?
I'd watch that, yeah.
See, that's the thing. Everybody's going to.
I'm going to TiVo that.
That's what I'm saying. People that don't watch, everybody's going to watch that.
Thank goodness I don't drink anymore.
And everybody knows what's going to happen.
Some sort of Trump drinking game that'll get you
definitely
20 minutes.
That would be the only reason you shouldn't do that is because there'd be a lot of people getting alcohol poisoning, and that seems like it'd be very unsafe.
Yes, very unsafe.
And yeah, so it's going to be because there's just so much. I mean, just the story of Nishnamir, the guy today. Oh, okay. Let me tell you this real quick. This is interesting. I posted the story up earlier today and was looking for a picture of him. He was convicted. This was a story that had made some headlines that he was convicted, and there was not a picture anywhere of this guy. And we're talking, you can find, like, when you're doing image searches, you can find a picture of anybody, which is creepy, but you can't. if you're doing a thumbnail for a story. Like, you never cannot find a picture, and there was none. Like, it didn't exist. Where I found the picture was, I said, let's go to Facebook. And sure enough, the guy had a Facebook profile with all up in his uniform. It's like, thanks, Facebook. Stay with
Thanks, Facebook.
But yeah, I thought it was odd that you could not find his picture. And this is this is a story that should definitely be talked about. Like, it was just erased from Google, at least from Image Search. But is that a shock?
No, it's not a shock, but it's just really telling.
I found it. Don't worry.
Can I read for you the law that Hillary skirted? Just because, everybody talks about, well, she didn't, that we're talking about criminal charges, but I don't think nobody really understands the letter of the law that people are claiming that she broke. So I'm just going to read this to you, and you tell me just your general thought. This is from this is a felony violation of Section 739F of the Federal Penal Code, Title 18. With lawful access to highly classified information, she acted with gross negligence in removing and causing it to be removed from its proper place of custody. And she transmitted it, and we're talking about emails, of course, transmitted it and caused it to be transmitted to others not authorized to have it in patent violation of her trust. And this is actually, the definition is coming from Director James Comey.
That guy?
Yeah, that guy. And, and again,
where's Snowden in all this?
Where is Snowden?
Going to Twitter. Because that would be interesting to see what he thinks about it. Because, wasn't there something about him and some classified documents? And he's that's treason. He ain't allowed back.
No,
she's allowed in the White House. He ain't allowed back. Nah, she's not allowed in the White House.
She is. $20.
Nope.
It's mine. I'm just trying to think. Now, I guess I'm going to spend the remainder of the show thinking about what I'm going to do with that $20. Because she is bought and paid for, my friend, by some of the wealthiest of the wealthiest in this country.
Whatever. I'm not talking about it. What I will talk about, though, is a story on the front of the antimedia.org right now. ISIS just proved it has nothing to do with Islam. And it was written by Claire Burnish, who we're talking to right now. Claire, your overall thoughts of that story. This is kind of what I came away with. They're having their holy month. Everybody's supposed to chill out. These people could care less. They keep bombing everybody. And then you proceed to go on and on and on about all the horrible things they've done, and which would basically, rule out them having anything to do with practicing Islam.
There you go. A lot of people are kind of like, well, of course, ISIS isn't Islamic, and that's true, but there are a number of people out there who have this insane misconception that this is all, like, Islam's war on humanity or whatever. I mean, I've heard all sorts of people say different things, but ISIS is basically a product of geopolitical maneuvers in the Middle East over various resources, and so it's like the U.S. government's kind of brainchild in a way, and
Just glad they don't.
It has nothing to do with the religion of Islam. Like,
no, I'm glad they don't associate all white people with the Klan, because that's basically what they're doing. Associating all Muslims with this one group of people. So
yeah, and people thinking. I mean, people are very like they're.
We're not thinking I'm in the Klan. No, never mind. Go ahead.
People are just very, very black and white in their thinking, and they need to kind of really consider the situation and what's actually going on. And, I think that's really important.
Great. Do you hear what she's saying? Basically, she's one of those Hillary supporters to be talking like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of them.
Oh, I love getting into those conversations. And no, I must be a this and I must be a that. No, you must be voted for so and so, and I can't believe you. You know, yeah, there is no gray area anymore.
How
It's all
about Uma Weiner? How about her and her Hillary's closest aide burned Clinton's daily schedules? Yeah, she would literally set fire to her.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
To the
that's
story.
rather dramatic.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Something.
I mean, that's kind of like that is actually kind of a legal gray area because the schedules aren't. I mean, they're not necessarily.
No,
they're not classified or anything. It's just that they're supposed to be like kept as documents for, for the State Department. So
wait, here's my question. This is the only thing I ask. When it's your classified emails that have to pertain to the country, you're just like, whatever. We'll get some Google ads in here. It don't matter. Just let everybody see it. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But when it's, something that's her personal, we are going to set fire to it.
Fire.
Nobody's ever, don't let them see it.
Yeah, that never
That
existed.
same person that was whoops, we didn't know what we were doing.
Down the memory hole it goes.
Make sure it's burnt and no one ever knows it exists.
That's pretty hardcore, man.
That's attention to detail to such an extreme on one level.
I've burned some in my own personal life. I think I've burned some love letters, from back in the day.
It. Like, we're gonna burn this,
but I can't think of anything of mine that I actually had. It was so private and so sensitive that I had to set fire to it.
We're gonna have to wait technology to catch up a long time before you ever see this.
Yeah.
And yet those emails don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But
it's really pretty bad. It's such a farce. It's funny. It really is funny to me. Like this is just absolutely ridiculous. And if you don't laugh at it, you'll drive yourself insane.
I mean, that's it. You have to laugh.
But what's not funny is the fact that that woman has a very real possibility. Whether
the guy that makes fun of disabled people is going to make fun of her, and it's going to be bad.
I don't see it happening like that. I got a Johnson on it.
Nope. It's going to get gross.
I'm going to call a $20 bill of Johnson from here on out for probably the rest of my life.
Let me tell you something. She could have an accident between now and then, and it has to be on that stage in a wheelchair, and no sympathy will be given. It'll make it worse. He'll make fun of her for being in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
She can't stand up right now. She certainly can't stand up for America. He'd say it.
And mean it, too. Straighten his tie up when he says
yeah. That's what we're dealing with, that crazy insanity.
Yeah.
That for once.
The man that we're going to set loose upon the rest of the world and be a benevolent leader.
Oh, yeah. If he's gonna ruin everything, at least let's get the show first.
I just wish he'd pick a different color because orange is not good for him. It's really not.
Yeah, you figure with all that money, he could do something better.
Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, listen, we're not even going on about his hair. I mean, okay, he likes his hair like that, whatever.
But he's got it's not even a vain thing. Like, I don't care what he looks like, but he's clearly a very vain person.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what you've come up with your supposed $10 billion, and you talk about how you're the greatest looking guy in the world. Like, dude, it's too much tanner, man.
He looks like a goldfish with a mop.
And, I figured...
All this is just as relevant as his policy.
I figured he would have seen it like the first couple times that he tried it out, during the whole, during the primaries. And no, it seemed like every single time I cut it on, he just got oranger and oranger and oranger. Did you adjust the color on your TV? No, then he did. He got oranger and oranger and oranger.
You're killing me.
It don't matter.
And that's it. And at the end of the
gold, baby. That's gold.
Yeah, he's gold.
You better believe it. So, yeah. I don't know if you heard some more positive news. Almost 500.
Did we have positive news?
Almost 500 Americans killed by cops so far in 2016.
Oh, that's not positive.
It's like 480, I think. I'll give you that. Yeah, it's close.
We're on pace. Yeah, we broke 1,000 last year.
Oh, it's over. They're there's been 20 more by this time last year. So,
Oh,
yeah, they're over pace.
yay.
Uh-huh. So there you go.
And it doesn't seem like it's being as reported as often as it was last year. Last year, it seemed like
the election's taken up
and
all the news cycle.
that's just incredible to me.
The election's taken up everything in the news cycle.
Mm.
And when you got with the Brexit, I mean, think about just everything that's happening with that. Like, that's still happening. Nigel Farage stepped down. That blew me away.
Well, you know there's going to be some shakeup over there.
But him and Boris both, that's odd.
Boris is getting ready for TV, man. God,
Boris
if they don't give that
getting
guy
ready.
a TV
Boris
show, there is no God.
I'm telling you, Boris is my favorite TV character.
Michael,
right now.
what David Brent from
That
that
guy's
BBC
something
Office
else.
has nothing.
I'm glad those poor people aren't going to have to be subjected to his lunacy as prime minister, but man, he's funny.
He could run for mayor of New York right now and win handily.
Yeah, he could, and he's eligible. He's eligible. He was born in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes sure people remember that.
Oh, we need to bring him back home then.
Yeah, might as well. Who cares? Let's burn him. It's going anyway.
Yeah,
this gonna be funny.
Let's have some fun with it.
Hey, I still think Charles Barkley. I'm ready for him to be governor.
Oh man, Sir Charles would be awesome.
We've had it. Look, every politician here goes to jail.
And he's already been to jail, so I mean, he's already got it.
So why not? Oh, what's going to happen? He's going to do something to go to jail. Well, that's probably going to happen anyway, and he's going to be way funnier than the next guy. So let's just have Charles do it. I mean, let's just enjoy the show because they're all going to screw it up. Like, do you realize how blatant? Like, people are awake now. Look at what's happened with Trump and Bernie. Okay, these two outsiders had this huge mass of support. Outsiders.
Yeah, but
that term loosely. But you know
when
what
you
I'm
say
saying.
Awake, though, we're talking about Trump and Bernie.
But
How
no,
awake are they?
I understand. But what it is people are turning away from the two-party system and the parties that they're saying you have to support this person. This is who we've given you, whether it's John Kerry or Mitt Romney. They force these candidates.
There's been massive resistance.
There's
You're
resistance
right,
to that of the candidate we're telling you to support. They're resisting that. So people are frustrated. And they had the audacity today to come out and as he announces it, said, let me tell you what she did. She did this. And like just dropping the hammer on her. And then was like, and we're not going to do nothing about it.
Yep.
Peace out.
Yep. And you tell me she's not going to be president of the United
She's
States.
not.
You're a crazy person.
She's not. She's not that powerful. She's not.
Where have you been, man?
She's not, dude.
Man, I want some Bernie supporters to call in right now.
She's not. She's not that powerful. Yeah. Oh, wow. Ooh, she pushed around Bernie Sanders. Ooh, well, sorry.
Talking about making fun of handicapped folks. Come on now.
I wasn't making fun of handicapped people or Bernie Sanders, I guess.
You were kind of loving them in the same category. You suck.
Well, whatever.
That $20 is mine.
Nope. So, yeah. All right, Claire. Try to bring some sanity into this. Can you do it?
No, you're out to go to a completely different topic. There's no sanity left in this topic whatsoever.
Well, there's sanity in this topic in quite some time. I just feel like everything in the news right now, like I can sit here and tell you the stories. I'll read some headlines, but they're all so horrific. Like, this is the world we live in now. Here's some headlines for everybody. If you want to read these stories yourself, please do by going to theantimedia.org by some of our wonderful journalists, including Claire, who is on the line with us tonight. You wrote the Whoma article, too. We should talk about that some more. So, yeah, we've gone pretty in-depth with Hillary. We've got 1,400 U.S. mayors just slammed the White House for risking nuclear war with Russia. Because the Russia thing is still a really big deal. Definitely follow the Fifth Column because they're great on keeping up with foreign policy. Wouldn't you agree with that, Shannon?
Yes, our dear friend Justin King. Gosh, I just can't say enough good things about him. Wonderful site.
So, yeah. Then you've got, almost 500 Americans killed by cops. surprise, the refugees. Oh, man, that's a story. Refugees are making the military-industrial complex even richer. They're making money on both ends of that. So they're making money up front with the war that they're causing, and now they're making money from the destruction at the end of it.
Yeah, the tents and
the
bags of
camps.
grain and the camps and
they're profiting from both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
The U.S.-backed Syrian rebels accused of abduction, torture, and murder. And that's coming out from Amnesty International. It's the News for Front, Syria. It's us. Saudis involved, of course.
No.
Coalition. Yeah, who would have thought?
But the Saudis are our friends.
They are. We're all in it together over there.
Oh.
We're all in it together.
Yeah. Your taxpayer dollar is hard at work. What our government has turned into.
So, not sure if you knew, because we're broke too, by the way. More great uplifting news.
How can we be broke? We're the greatest nation in the world.
Listen, not having that conversation. Largest military aid package ever offered to a foreign country in U.S. history, which is Israel, of course. Man, they're throwing them. It's weird how they talk about, like, Obama's so anti-Israel, but the money he gives them.
Well, he's anti-Israel because he's a Muslim, remember? He
gives them a bunch of money if he's anti
more Muslims.
He can be anti-me. If he wants to give me that much money, he can be anti-me. That's what people want to think. But, they just offered him more money. And it was already the biggest foreign aid package ever offered. And just, let's give them more.
Yeah.
Why not? So, that's great. Let's just spread more bombs around the world. Because how do you think the West Bank and Gaza and all those people, that hadn't been the most positive thing in the world. We've got Kayla. Where is she at right now? She's over there somewhere, helping out. She does amazing work. Kayla Witten, for those who don't know, is a journalist with antimedia.org. And she is based out of the United Kingdom. She's our UK correspondent. And she travels all over the place and helps refugees and all kinds of good stuff.
The active and activism.
Yeah,
like
very
that.
much so.
Good times.
Very much so. There's a story. Claire, do I still have you on the line?
Yes.
Okay. There's a story you wrote the other day. If you want to kind of break it down a little bit, because I found it very interesting. Read this if you still think political polls mean anything. What it's about is basically the polls are a joke. But you wrote the article, Claire, and it dives into the 1980 Reagan election. And we had a little bit of censorship with this story. That's a kind of weird story because it ended up, Zero Hedge picked it up and it went viral from their site. But we posted it twice and it got like 6 shares. 2 hours. And that's on a page of 1.7 million people. Like, you can just type hello and get 10 shares. And both times the article did nothing, but on Zero Hedge it did fine. So I don't know if something with the link. I have no idea. But it was odd.
Yes.
So
lots of odd things going on Facebook.
But again,
days.
it could have been something with the link.
Yeah.
Don't know. So Claire, what was your overall reaction writing the story, especially the similarities between the 1980 election and now?
Well, there are actually striking similarities that I didn't really realize. And it seems like, just discussing it seems like a really dull topic, but it's actually not, because it's incredibly pertinent now. Basically, they're talking about polls are essentially arbitrary. I mean, if you know anything about polls, they can fairly easily manipulate results depending on which population is sampled, like geographically. They can word the questions in an odd way. And I mean, there are a bunch of ways you can manipulate polls anyway. They're completely arbitrary, but where is it? There's one thing that was said that they were talking about how Reagan was kind of like an outside candidate who was considered a bit of a wingnut.
Most people
kind of like
that because he's so like, you know, the conservative establishment figurehead
right
now. But yeah,
right. It's kind of like how Trump is now, essentially. What basically they did, Carter at the time was trying to pen Reagan as like this crazy person who has no business in office. He was trying to make him look, from the quote, too ill-informed and too dangerous to be president. And that's essentially what, you know, the Hillary camp is doing with Trump right now. It's the same thing.
Well,
and it obviously backfired horribly for
and that
Carter.
Reagan was an actor and had no business in saying that Trump is, you know, a reality show TV host. So that's simple as well.
Yeah. It backfired. Obviously, it backfired terribly for Carter, even though the polls were saying that the race was that it was neck and neck, basically, which is what they're saying about Hillary and Trump right now. It's basically neck and neck.
He's going to win 48 or 49 states, and that's why I've been saying that for months, because we are reliving the 1980 election, and they're saying over and over and over, it's so close, what's going to happen? And Reagan went in there and just put his foot down on his neck and snapped it. And Jimmy Carter was finished politically.
Yeah.
And built some houses.
I mean, it's like it looks just like that. It looks just like that election. It really does, in so many ways. I mean, it's an interesting commentary that it gives a lot of credence to the idea that Trump really could actually win this thing.
Because for whatever you want to say about Reagan, Reagan was a political giant, just like Bill Clinton was a political giant. When you're talking politics and getting elected and getting a room of people to go, yeah, let's do this thing. And Trump has shown himself to be one, too. When you can say the nut stuff that comes out of Trump's mouth and people still follow him, just like Reagan. Reagan could do it. Reagan would snap at people.
Yeah, but
they
Reagan...
would cheer, and they would cheer.
Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump, though, there are two very, very, very different people with very different approaches.
No, but listen, at the time he was as far out as Trump is now.
Yes,
like think of how much politics has changed over 30-some years. It's like there's still they represent the same kind of political avatar.
Yeah, okay, I get that, but what I'm saying though is that Reagan at least had some class.
Who's going to?
And we're dealing with a very classless individual with Donald Trump.
I get what you're saying, but never forget too. Okay, if something happens, God forbid somebody takes a shot at Trump, is anybody going to be that surprised? Oh, I can't believe that happened. I think people are just waiting for it to happen, like some lunatic's going to do it or somebody else. Who knows? But I don't think that'll be a huge shock. And everybody needs to remember Reagan did get shot. And everybody's like, well, that guy was nuts. Well, guess who his vice president was and who would have become the president of the United States? A man by the name of George Herbert Walker Bush. How much trust for you got for that family? I certainly don't. So who knows what happened on that one. They didn't like Reagan. Bush hated Reagan, and Reagan hated Bush.
Yeah. Deals were made.
Uh-huh. Say what you will, and Reagan exploded. Like he spent us into a ground. He put people in jail that had no business. He was running guns, whatever. But he wasn't a Bush, and he hated their guts.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. But that's similar to Trump. I mean, that's how you can look at it now. You can look at it and go, well, he's going to do that. I basically made the argument for Donald Trump, which please forgive me, because I don't ever want to even insinuate I'm doing anything like that. But this whole, well, at least he ain't part of the family. At least he ain't part of the family. That's how people are looking at it. He's an outsider, so screw it. Whatever. Watch it burn. It's going to be funny from afar, I guess, not here. Yeah. So, Claire, thoughts on Canada? You're still going?
No, I'm going somewhere else.
Oh. But you're still leaving, huh?
Yes.
When are we going again?
I don't know.
We need to
People are really having that conversation now.
Yeah.
That's a real
Yeah.
conversation.
It's a very
people are
popular
having.
Google search these days.
That's a real one.
The
Because,
problem is, though, that Canada doesn't want you.
oh,
Canada is just
blame
fine
them.
with the amount of people that they have now.
they seem fairly inviting. Some of them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they wouldn't mind. I don't think they'd throw a big fit about it. But
Well,
the Canadian government has other plans, though.
there's some loud people.
Yeah, a lot of loudness.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are finally taking that classic, retort, if you don't like it, leave.
Yeah.
They're taking it to heart, finally.
Yeah.
I mean, finally, it's going to be that bad where, liking it would kind of be insanity.
Well, but it's just the two options. Like, this is what we're left with. Which loaded gun are you going to pick up and put to your head?
Exactly.
You get the choice. There's one that's establishment tried and true, and there's this crazy bonkers one. And it may make a lot more noise, but it'll be pretty much the same result. You'll be on the floor at the end of it, and you won't remember what happened. That's our two choices. People are sure putting faith in old crazy daddy. I don't get it. That man has lied and said every story in the world. But they're following it. I don't know why. I think it should be burning now, even though I don't care. He shouldn't be, but it's like, why not? Better than this. Usher in the socialism. What do I care? It's better than them two. Let's just all be socialists now. We got the fascist and the fascist. Let's get in line. Get some bread. Whatever you want.
Some bread. Yeah, get it.
I'll wait it out.
Get it while the getting's good.
I'll wait it out. But, okay, get free worthless college. They're already charging an arm and a leg for that education that ain't going nowhere. You get it for free if he's president. I don't know where that money will come from, but whatever. Sure it'll come from somewhere. It always does. Because, that's not, we don't have 2008 like market crashes. Because the bubble's not exactly where it was. That's not coming soon. Oh, say everything's negative.
But it's not only the housing market, though. It's also the international kind of political banking market, because a lot of governments are borrowing from other governments at like zero or negative interest rates, and it's created this enormous bubble there, too. So this bubble is actually a lot worse than 2008.
Well, there's been enough crazy stuff happening in the world, so it looks like it ain't going to get no better.
No, it's not. Of course it's not. Unless you've already been plugged into their little system that they have there and can get away with laws that don't apply to, folks like you or me.
So it's the plan, get right with God and grow food.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
All right, then. We've sorted it out. We finally figured out all the
Everybody
answers.
have your disaster plans ready.
Give up and run away.
Take up.
There's hope yet.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We're being positive. Hooray.
Hooray, yeah. Let me get some more of this coffee.
It's going to be great. It's going to be fine.
Get back to thinking about how I'm going to spend that Johnson I get from
I
you
saw
when
a thing
Hillary
on
becomes
TV
president.
about how it's going to be great again. So that's coming.
Yeah, but that involved a wall, too, so.
Hey, Pink Floyd involved in the wall. They were, man, I'm not going to have that conversation.
That wall
on
was
that.
great. That was the only great wall that I can think about. Well, that one and the one in China. See what I did there?
Trump's would have to be great because he says great after everything. Like,
Wonderful and marvelous and yada, yada, yada. Look at my hands. Yeah. Jazz hands.
Hey, in his defense, Rubio brought that up.
Rubio. I wonder what he's doing now.
Oh, he's trying to get his job back.
What job?
The one he never showed up
The
to.
job we mostly call blow.
He's trying to get his job back.
Oh,
Poor little
sorry, I
guy.
shouldn't have said that out loud.
I'll leave him
Not
alone.
that there's anything wrong with that.
Leave that little man alone. He's harmless now. He wasn't, but he is now. His career's finished. He's a joke.
Him and his white shoes.
Uh-huh. He was, for a half a second, he was a threat. Because he was, man, I think they were still running him to be president. I still believe that.
Oh, yeah. There was so much corporate money behind him. It wasn't even funny. Well, not Hillary money, but, you know, pretty damn close to it.
Yeah, but the Stone Cold fan spoke. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Marco Rubio went away.
Because Daddy said so.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. What are we going to talk about in the second hour? Let's talk about something more positive in the second hour. Can we talk about NASCAR?
I don't know anything about NASCAR.
Dale Jr., I don't either.
Like nothing.
Well, I'll look up some stuff on Google. I know Dale Jr.
I know there's a big racetrack not very far from here.
Yeah.
And there was a movie about with Will Ferrell, and that movie was funny.
That movie's hilarious. Don't let the invisible fire burn my friend.
That's what I know about NASCAR. There's a big racetrack.
There's some good lines in that movie. There really is.
And you don't drive.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
That is quite funny. Might as well discuss. We should just start doing. Oh, speaking of comedy, we'll talk about. I'll even pull it up and play it. My friend Michael Green made a video of him endorsing Trump.
Yeah, that video is hilarious.
We'll get into that in the second hour here on UCY.TV. This is Anti-Media Radio.
What's wrong, my dear little sister? Why do you look so down? Have you left this world? Come and turn you around. So, when the moon came out and then I kissed her for the night, that you fell asleep, that you held me tight. And all I'm missing is all you're giving. And all I've wanted was you, darling. Light it up, little sister. It's a brand new day. Let the sunshine take your bad dreams away. Walked out there like somebody a long time ago. Echo that pain and let it know. 'Cause all I'm missing, all you're giving, and all I wanted was you, darling. All my world seems to come undone. Unmurmured mind is weighing me down the top. Not everybody wants somebody now. Get out. We could sound like this, we sound like that. We could sound like anything that you wanna be at. So shake Such is life. Such is life. Oh. Such is life. I'm in heaven when you smile. When you smile.
Welcome to the second hour of Anti-Media Radio. This is your host, S.M. Gibson. Shannon, what's going on, man?
Trying to fix this noise I got. I got some noise over here. I think I just
Yeah,
had to
it looks-
wrestle and wrangle into
We've been
shape.
having problems with the music. We've
What's
got to
wrong with
look
it?
into that. I don't know. It's been cutting out the last couple of episodes.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
this is the first I've heard about it. You're supposed to tell me stuff like this off air.
we'll figure it out. It's all right. Speaking
So
of
what
that,
are we going to talk about?
I tell you what, speaking of music, we are definitely going to start incorporating. Been working with Aaron Nelson a little bit. He's just going to help us bring in some bands because I don't know any bands and he does. And we want to start featuring independent bands. And I know you know some people, Shannon, that you want to bring on as well. And Claire, any bands, any friends you got, they're doing. We want to start promoting that in our breaks with Anti-Media. You actually help with a radio station, kind of, don't you, Claire?
Yes, I do.
Tell us about that.
It's the 99.net, and we like to promote conscious music, artists who are aware of the situation and see through all the crap and have, pertinent message. So we have a radio station now, too, and you can find that. We have a Facebook page, The 99, and the link to the site is in there, too.
So have you come across a bunch of cool new music doing this?
Yes, tons. It's really pretty awesome, actually.
For instance, I'm open to hearing. Look, we get it. Everything's bad. Let's promote some conscious bands.
Well, I can't even think right now off the top of my head, but just seriously, the site is worth checking out because there are so many. It's good once you bring people together. Like, I think all of this music is kind of scattered because most of these artists, of course, are independent. They're not with some big label, so they're harder to find. So kind of aggregating them all in one place it's a really good idea finally, and people are starting to come out of the woodwork. So
give us that web address one more time.
The99.net.
All right, good deal.
I think that's something that's huge because you think about now how music has become so scattered because, you've got people like Macklemore blowing up and Chance the Rapper. They're like at labels. Who needs those? And you've got people like that are tiny making great music, up to bigger people. And it's not like you go to the record store and there's all the records like it used to be. It's on this side on the internet. It's over here. So I think that part of art and culture is in desperate need of something to collect it and say, here, this is what's going on right now. So, yeah, well done.
Yeah, thanks. It's a really good idea. There are so many other, you don't have to be like an activist in the street or a journalist to, there are so many artists and musicians and everybody else who perform, who do their activism through their work too. So I think it's a really good project.
Well, cool. Kind of like what's her name? The Dixie chick, Natalie Maines.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. Yeah, the Bushes. Zach De La Rocha. I still don't believe that garbage story.
Which one?
The one of Zach supporting Hillary.
It's a thing.
It's not a real thing.
I guess he sees Hillary as a protest vote. That's very, very unfortunate.
Okay, yeah, speaking of music, aren't they? They're what, playing in Cleveland? Prophets of Rage. The riot's going to kick off, huh? Tom Morello and Chuck D.
Chuck D. Oh, man. I got to see Public Enemy play. They opened up.
Oh, and who else is in it? Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill.
Yeah, but what's his name?
Oh.
He has a name. It's not Hootie. His name's Darius Rucker.
It's Cypress. Old Cypress is going to... what is his name? I got to look that up now.
Yeah, oh, I know it. I can't think of it.
God, what is his name? Oh, it's
Don't
like
take
on the
my
tip
tongue.
of... Yeah.
I'm doing
It's
it.
DJ something, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, it is. Oh, gosh, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're talking about who's the singer of Cypress Hill. That's real important.
I feel so
That's
bad.
great news. Late breaking. It's Be Real, everybody. Yay. Here's something you knew in 1988, everyone.
No, Cypress Hill, that would have been, for me, would have been like 1991.
Well, it don't matter when it was for you. It matters when they came out.
You sure are testy tonight. You sure you don't want some coffee? Some good coffee.
Maybe so.
Do you like cream and sugar in yours?
Yeah.
Claire, would you like a cup?
I don't know that that's a good idea this late.
Oh, it's great. It's a great idea, trust me. I can taste colors now. Well, let's see. We've gone over Hillary Clinton, Cypress Hill. What else? What else is there to talk about tonight?
Well, we can talk about Hillary's emails.
Nah, I don't want to talk about that no more. That's ridiculous. That whole thing's ridiculous. And the fact that the fact that we've even devoted this much time in the broadcast even discussing that evil, vile person. Hillary Clinton is not a woman to be trifled with, much less a woman to occupy the throne of the President of the United States, the Iron Throne, as it were.
It will be for her.
Cersei Lannister herself. Y'all don't watch Game of Thrones. You have no idea what I'm talking about right now. There's everybody out there listening is like, yeah, finally he got it. We're talking about something real now. We stuck around for the good part of the show where we talk about Game of Thrones for 20 minutes, yeah. But y'all don't know anything about Game of Thrones, so I guess we're not going to talk about it.
So you don't think that the U.S. giving Israel $30 billion?
Oh, come on, man.
$30 billion?
That's actually change to what we owe.
It's rumored to go up as high as 37.5 to maybe 40 billion.
Yeah, that's just a number, man. Don't worry about that number. That number ain't got nothing to do with anything you got to worry about.
10 years, though. It's a long time.
Just go get your iPod and order you some tickets to
a
Mumford & Sons show and just chill out. Everybody chill out. You don't need to worry about all those countries we're bombing over in a far-off land over there. Just know that America's doing the right thing for you, for justice, for freedom.
They celebrated it yesterday. Hillary celebrated it today. Everybody's free. It could be worse. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, look what's going on in the Middle East. Like, do you realize everything? Like, do you realize that David Cameron resigning is a result of U.S. intervention?
Well, okay, I can't say that's a horrible thing.
Like, that's how much this has affected everything. Like, that's the domino effect here. The prime minister is going to resign. How many years after the fact? 15 years later?
Old pig sticker.
Because you invaded a country. A bunch of countries.
Yeah. It happens.
Nobody, like, how is that not the headline still? Bush causes David Cameron to resign. Well, I'm sorry. Dick Cheney causes David Cameron to resign. And why do we live in a world where it didn't say David Cameron resigns after a story comes out that he had sex with Pig?
What do you really have sex with? It's oral sex. Just go back and look at the Bill Clinton definition of what sex is.
Well,
Remember that? That's when suddenly
look,
a bunch of children started knowing what blowjobs were.
What is
that was a horrible time in American history. It really was. And that's about the same time that South Park started airing. It was just suddenly just the floodgates opened up. It's like we all knew what a Hummer was. We all knew the lurid details of what happened in the Oval Office, under the desk and on top of the desk. And
yeah, that really was bleak.
yeah, it was.
We had,
our innocence was, as a nation, was completely lost. Whatever innocence we had left.
We had Waco.
Pretended to have.
Yeah.
We had Ruby Ridge. We had Columbine. Like, we had some pretty tragic stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder grunge was so
Oklahoma
popular.
City.
And Seattle was like a musician's mecca.
Man, and who would have ever thought, ever, like I never would have been like, that one, that happened the way they said. Of course it did. That one couldn't be a lie. And sure enough, you're just like, wait, what? There's bombs where? Yeah. They saw who do what? He was who?
Yeah.
No. Not that one too.
Yeah.
Not that one too.
I will never forget when
Terrence Jakey. If you don't know, just look it up. Terrence Jakey.
When the news finally came out about Bill, and I can't remember which piece of news it was, if it was the fact that he actually did lie in court, but that same day that it was the same day that we actually went to war with Kosovo. For what? What was that about? Anybody? Bueller? Exactly.
Grunge music.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Okay, I need to go look. I want to recheck this because I remember hearing this, so I'm going to fact check myself because I could be wrong, but I remember hearing that Bill Clinton dropped the most bombs in his entire presidency on the day Columbine happened. Because,
oh, really?
Yeah, somebody fact check that. I hope I'm right about that, but
I'll look. I'll look for it.
But yeah, that'd be nuts for that to be the thing. You talk about using something to your advantage in the media. Do your job, Google.
Google. I don't know. You still using Google? I do not use Google. Oh no. Oh no. That's bad. Bad. Do not do that. Kidding. I got one for you. I'll send it to you in a minute.
I know.
I'd plug them, but I'm not giving anybody free advertising.
I know. There's a bunch of them. Don't use Google. I know. Yeah.
I think I found it.
And the answer is, did Bill Clinton...
I'm looking to make sure, but hang on.
Did Bill Clinton drop more bombs on the day of Columbine than any other day in his presidency? That's what we're trying to find out. It's not true. I invented this theory in my head. Actually, I think I heard it in a Michael Moore movie. I don't got to fact check him if that's where I heard it. So, see, like he just says stuff. Sometimes he says good stuff. Sometimes he just says crazy stuff. It makes no sense. What do you think of Michael Moore, Shannon? Never been the biggest fan.
I would love to have at least a couple restaurants.
Oh, yeah, here you're right. It is. Michael Moore just said it.
Said what?
He just made it.
He says, do you know that the day Columbine happened, the United States dropped more bombs on Kosovo than at any other time during that war?
Are you quoting Michael Moore on this show?
It's not. No, I'm not. I'm doing that for you.
No, he did it.
But that's like I said, that's what we do here. That's what we're doing here. I didn't just hear something and say, hey, this was some fact I heard. I said I heard something that may be true. We're going to find out. There you go.
Yeah.
How about it? That's what we're all about, finding out what the truth is. So, no, Michael Moore's an idiot, and he just made it up. what we just.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, that wouldn't shock me at all. Michael Moore isn't. Some of his stuff's all right, but overall, because he made Bush out to be this evil genius and this just dope in Fahrenheit 9/11. It's like you can't have it both ways, buddy. He can't be this evil mastermind that's orchestrated all this war, and he can't complete a sentence at the same time. When you're doing comedy sketches with him. So
I can't wait till Obama starts doing stand-up. Man, he's going to kill.
He'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
He'll be
You
pretty.
think?
Oh, yeah.
I think
Def
he will
Comedy
be.
Jam with Barack Obama.
I
Are
think
you
he'd be
kidding me?
funny. I think he would be funny.
That'd be freaking sweet.
Yeah, I bet
I need
he-
to get out on that now. There's some money to be made there.
I'm hoping just to laugh. I hope he don't go completely establishment when he's out. I bet he does, but I hope he just kind of like goes and like the rumor going around that he's going to get involved with a basketball team or something. So just do something stupid. Go, or do something helpful like Jimmy Carter, but don't just sit there and Tony Blair around or Bill Clinton around. Every time something comes up, they're like, "All right, we need you." Get
He
off
needs
the
to be
bench.
on TV. I'm just straight up needs to be on TV. Great TV presence.
He-
Man, he would kill.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could get a job as his agent. Does he have an agent yet?
I'm sure he does.
A much better agent than you and I could ever afford. That's
Not
for
that
sure.
anybody could ever afford.
Yeah.
I don't want to know who that guy is. I bet you he's got a lot of money in the bank.
Probably.
Would be my guess.
Mm-hmm. Fixing to make some more.
Yeah, well. Getting really down to it, aren't we?
Yeah, do we still got to finish the show? How much time we have
mean,
left? Oh, gosh, man, we got like
Look, I get it. Like, I'm so fed up with just the worst, most horrible news. Because that's it. That's all that's going on. Guess what?
Yeah.
The Middle East, they're screwed. It's really, 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 really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really bad because we invaded over there. That's what you need to know. The statistics just will drive you crazy if you keep up with them. Like, it'll drive you nuts just to see these kids over and over and over. So it's bad. We did it. We should probably start fixing this now. And everybody's just rambling on some nonsense and making it worse. It's like, these are human beings, people. Nobody cares. In fact, when they're trying to get away, oh, no, we will not be having this. You need to go back to where you came from. Well, we just came from the place that you were just bombing, and those bombs were
Hey,
scary.
we can't help you were born there. You need to get
Those
on back.
bombs were really scary, and we didn't want to die, so we left. Well, I'm really sorry about that, but there's some evil men there, and we had to get them.
So you go back
So
there,
you go back.
and we're going to get them in. You just go back to where you were at. You follow every single order that we give you when we walk by your house. If we tell you to come
It's
outside
gonna
in
be
your underwear,
okay.
you come outside in your
We
underwear
brought
and off with no
freedom.
resistance.
Don't you
Yeah.
understand? We brought freedom.
We may accidentally shoot your children. It's not a big deal. Just chill.
It's going to be an accident.
Yeah.
Okay?
But that guy
We're
over the
getting
hill
the bad
there,
guys.
He's
We're getting
coming
the
to
bad
get
guys.
you, and we're going to get him before
We
he gets you.
understand that there were 0 suicide bombers in Iraq prior to the invasion of Iraq. We understand that there's been about 7,000 now, literally. But we brought you freedom. These people can't walk outside,
Mhm.
and they want to get away.
Can't go to the store. Can't go to their jobs.
Right. And this is what they've done. This is what they've sold. All those bad guys that are over there we're getting, well, now they're spreading. That's what they're telling people.
Yeah.
And people are buying it.
Lock, stock, and barrel.
They're spreading around and they're going to get you. Build a wall, build a wall, build a wall.
coming to take your jobs and your women.
Oh my goodness. What are people smoking? And they just believe it. Like it's real. They have no comprehension that an event took place. I'm still haven't seen 2 of the planes for yet, by the way, but that's a whole different conversation, and those buildings came down pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
But all that aside, ever since that moment, it has been destruction because of our actions. There is a great movie, A Very Heavy Agenda, by Robbie Martin. Check it out. That really explains a lot about the neocons and how they started spreading this foreign policy. We gonna take over the world business. This has been going on for a while, though, but they've really got it ramped up. And the Project for a New American Century, which was, they wanted to get, oh man, Rubio was their guy. Man, he was their guy. He was a real puppet with fancy shoes. Go say this, Marco. Yes, sir. I'll go. I get to be president? Yeah, you do, Marco.
I get to sit in the big chair?
Yep. Yeah, you do.
Wow.
You're going to be president, Marco, and it's going to be fun. Okay, let's do it.
Just go up there and
that
look
was
in that
going to
camera.
happen. That was going to happen, and then this crazy lunatic that can scream, not that he can scream louder, but his talent is that he can find the people that scream the loudest to scream for him, comes along. And it's like, no, we ain't going to be having that no more. I'm going to start giving out nicknames. And now we're forced with a woman that we literally know today. We all officially, she's OJ. She did it. She needs to just write her book. We know. Yeah, I did it, everybody. Who cares? Nothing's ever going to happen to me. Ha, ha, ha. In her cackle. That's it. That's what we got. The clown and the criminal. Mm-hmm. Welcome to America. Hooray.
And here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The news brought to you by S.M. Gibson. That's everything you need to know. It's pretty rough out there.
I don't know. I'm still backing my pony. My pony's still in this race.
I don't know if he'll
They've
be
mended her broken leg and given her a couple sugar cubes, and she's going to trot around that track one more time.
Nah. Nope. They're going to send her
Her
out.
fake leg and a ass full of steroids.
They're going to send her out to pasture. It's all right. She had a good run. She did have a good run. You got to give her that. She's like Castro, man. She's a survivor. You throw anything at him, he ain't going nowhere. I'll give her that one. She's dodged anything.
Now, have either
both of them?
Have either you actually bringing up Castro? It reminded me of a story that I read yesterday. Have either one of y'all looked into the possible lung cancer vaccine that's going to be coming out of Cuba that has now working its way to the FDA for approval here in America?
I heard about it.
Apparently, it's been in use in Cuba, and of course, you hear news like this. You kind of are a little bit suspicious, but more and more news sites are actually picking up on it, and there has been chatter within.
What's the rate?
I think 60%.
Really?
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah. Now, again, I don't know if this is it works better in people that are younger than 60 years old. So the younger you are and the earlier the diagnosis, the better your prognosis of treatment. But yeah, apparently it's making its way to the American shores, and lung cancer, which is a horrible affliction, is suddenly now there's going to be some new hope, for some people now. And again, it's already been used on humans in Cuba, so there's not really much. There's not going to be much of a need for a bunch of unnecessary lengthy trials here in the United States. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, old evil Castro and his baseball.
Now, and one other thing to point out is that the treatment cost the Cuban government about $1 per shot. The thing that I'm curious about is that how much is that going to get jacked up before it reaches the shelves of our pharmacy?
Oh, yeah.
That'll be astronomically blown up.
That's going to be criminal.
Yeah.
Just criminal. They're going to do, that's how they treat sick people. You're a customer.
No. Sick, poor people. Let's get that
hey,
straight.
They're down $1. They ain't going to do that here. You're a customer here. Castro's an interesting guy. Have you ever read about him?
A little bit.
He was an interesting guy. I don't know. He did some bad stuff.
Well, they all do bad stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone.
You have to just go in knowing that. Unless they're Ron Paul and he ain't perfect.
But then again, Ron Paul has never assumed any kind of, other than...
He's no deity, but he's about the best I think you're going to get.
Yeah.
So, that's my personal opinion. I like old Thomas Massey, too, just because he'll tell on him. And Amash is all right.
Yeah. Amash is good people.
But, well, great. And then I know there's people that's going to take issue with that. Well, that's the politician. That's not the answer. But even if, okay, well, there's three, that's just 3 people. 2 people. Great. We're that screwed. Everybody else is out for themselves.
Bought and paid for.
Yeah.
Well, not just out for themselves, but, at the end of the day, that's their main motivation.
Sure. And I'm sure there's some people helping people. I don't think...
friends helping friends. Come on
I
now.
think there's probably people helping people in the communities. I don't think just every single one just rubbing their hands together. But at some level, if you're going to take that check and they're going to put you on that committee, guess what you just did? Mm-hmm. You just sold out.
Yeah.
And you no longer represent the people. You represent the corporation.
Yeah, that's about the size of it, Goldman Sachs.
So
it seems like they put a lot of money into.
So that's that's why,
Madam
especially
Secretary.
Massey, coming out and saying that, I'm giving him his due. That's great. I'm all for that. Let's get this guy to be president. Why can't we do that? He ain't putting up with that business. Hey, he wants to release 28 pages. He said they got some crazy stuff in there. Seems like he's saying way more than the rest of y'all. But that's one guy. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
He can try. God bless him. God bless him. But that's a big mountain.
Mm-hmm. Rand Paul will tell you all about that.
Well, that's a whole different story. I don't want to have that conversation right now. I don't want to have that.
We're talking about a sellout.
Hey, I'll say this. Rand's the only one.
That's true.
Didn't
Okay.
vote. I'll give him today. He gets today. Rand did a good thing today.
He gets his gold star today.
He does. Some days he has bad days. Some days he has good days. Today was a good day.
Today was a good day.
Uh-huh.
Didn't have to use.
He was
his
the
AK.
one guy, 93-1, that voted for Comey to be the director of the FBI, and it was him. There's one holdout. So his complaint, I was ready to listen to. Tell me what you think about it, Rand. Everybody else, you helped put this guy in there. Shut your mouth. And they just, it's all part of the same team. They proved it today. When that guy comes out there and is like, we got her. Look at all this stuff. She did this. Boom. And ain't nothing going to happen. We decided.
Friends helping friends.
We decided. Oh, and then, they all acted like this guy was some great justice warrior. He's going to get him. He's a good one. He's one of the good ones. No, there ain't no good ones. They're just people with jobs trying to get somewhere in life for themselves. Greed.
True.
And sometimes people that are bad try to achieve positions of power. When they get money, they get that power. And they don't care what happens to you. Do you think they care what happens to you, Claire?
No.
Yeah, they don't. But people think they do. They think they're out there fighting for them every day.
Freedom.
These are our representatives. No, they're not. No, not happening. And they'll lie to you. Even about stuff you think you've seen. You hadn't seen it. I think I was having this conversation today. I think what we think of as America probably ended the day Kennedy got shot. Like, I think the whole historic, and it wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination at all before then. But I think there was still some sort of semblance of, okay, there's still some decent people here. And I think when Kennedy got shot, it was just like, we're running the show now, guys. Had a good time. That was it.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That actually really does fit.
And it's just been destruction and chaos ever since that moment, because Johnson got us into Vietnam on a bunch of lies. Nixon destroyed this country in more ways than one. The economy, geez, just getting into the gold thing. I mean, you can go down the list of stuff Nixon did that people don't talk about just because, oh, the Watergate, got some tapes, huh? But no, there was a lot in there he did that helped destroy everything. Gerald Ford don't count. He wasn't real. Jimmy Carter, I don't know, he destroyed the economy and whatever, and then Reagan erased everything he did, so it didn't matter. So his presidency didn't count. And Reagan expanded the drug war and exploded the government, exploded it. And yet conservatives are like, we like him. Now, Reagan talked a great game. But no, he didn't do that. And maybe it was because they shot him. He's like, okay, I'll do what you want. I don't know, but he talked about inflation and stuff in the late 70s. Like, he was really talking about.
Well, there was a lot to talk about then too.
Yeah, there was, but he was pretty economically in line with the way things should be, and he was no fan of the Federal Reserve whatsoever. And then he picked George Bush as his vice president. Well, oh no, that was a mistake. And then some guy got obsessed with Jodie Foster or something. I don't know what happened, whatever the story was. And then Mr. Small Government Ronald Reagan said, we're going to make the government huge now. Like, way bigger than you can even imagine. You have no idea how much we're going to spend. But I'm going to be the small government guy. How they fell for that one. That's a good one. Like, they believe it.
Oh, man.
He was a great actor, and that's what he did professionally, by the way.
Professionally for 8
long
years.
time.
Yeah, for 8 years that I know
He
of.
talked to one monkey, I guess, for his life, and the rest of every other American was the monkeys pretending to go, all right, just taking orders.
Yeah.
Just taking orders. We're all just taking orders. Mr. Small Government.
God, at the amount of cocaine in America in the 80s.
Yeah, man, that drug war. That ruined families for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody even thinks about it.
Just say no.
Families. And everybody's like, well, what's wrong with these people in the ghetto? They can't, the projects, they need to get it together. It's like, well, let me explain what's happened here. The situation is,
what had happened was,
you said, here's some money. We want to help you. And these children, they had that money. They became who doesn't need money to survive. It's human nature. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you then go and work to get more money, the government says, no, you're not going to get that money. And even better, we're going to start taking some of the money you're getting. It's like, that don't sound like a good deal to me. But I would like some money. So how can I get some without the government knowing about it? Which leads
What
people.
color is the market that you can do that? Oh, black market. Yeah.
And then people sell illegal things.
Mm-hmm.
And the most expensive illegal things are what people sell the most.
Well, and also one that pretty much, you know, you don't really have to find a buyer for. The buyer's going to come find you.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Look, that's a customer base just waiting.
Yeah. Can't buy that at the 5 and dime, but I can hook you up.
Oh, buddy. So we're going to let that be your life. And then we're going to throw you in prison. And we're going to mock you. And then we're going to say, we can't believe you can't get your life together. Like, how arrogant is that? And I'm not talking, it's predominantly black America, but there's a white America too. That's America.
Well,
but it's the worst in like projects in black neighborhoods because they leave black people to straight up die. These cities like Memphis and Detroit where there's a bunch of black people, they're like, screw y'all. We're gone. Do it. Those cities just are falling in on themselves.
Detroit in particular. Detroit's in bad shape right now.
Yeah. And I think the government, like, it just based on institution, like the way they promote these laws, like, is so racist. And I'm not the guy that says like, oh, that's racist. But really, like, they're just harming people on purpose, it seems. And then mocking them as they do it and throwing them in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Bill Clinton getting involved in it and making these mandatory minimum sentences, and Hillary Clinton getting up there like she's some champion of the people. That's a joke. Like, and people are buying that. Like, ruined people's families. Like, we're not talking, like, you realize what happens when somebody goes to jail? Like, there's a kid left behind that doesn't have a father. Like, there's way more affected here than just, oh, we got the bad guy off the street. But nobody thinks that. Nobody sees the people affected. Nobody sees the harm. Oh, they do. And when they do, they step over them. And they say, get up and get a job. I'm tired of giving you money. That's how we treat people in this country. That's what we become. And we let these just morons, these criminal morons, tell us what to do. Like, this is a good idea. Well, that's the choice we get. Sorry. That's what we get. What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Chill. How about that? That's all for 2 seconds. Take a step back. Just take a step back and go, wait, what we've been doing ain't been working.
Yeah, like voting.
It hasn't been working. And we need to just take a deep breath, just take a step away and go, okay, what we got going on here? Because that's a mess.
I'm taking my pencil to the polls with
and
me.
Maybe we can figure out a more peaceful, kind of safe way to go through life.
Yeah.
Than instead of being each other's throats all the time. Because I don't know what's going on out there. But that's some lunacy. And the stupid stuff people fight about.
Oh, man.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, just idiotic. Like,
Well,
I'm going to kill people over some, look, I understand religion and land, I get it. But killing people, you got to calm down. You got to cut it out. Ain't worth all that. We'll figure something out, but it ain't that.
Well, nothing's worth killing somebody
Right.
ever, unless they're just attacking you or they're, whatever. But
no, everybody's, Everybody's like, let's get drunk and just start slamming each other with missiles. That's a way better idea. Oh, man. And when they run from the missiles, we kick them back and spit in their face.
Mm-hmm. Freedom.
Gosh.
Put all this freedom up in them.
I mean, I know I'm painting it doom and gloom here, but can somebody please tell me what I'm saying is any different?
And again, I mean, that's something that happens in some far off land, many, many, many moons from here. That has nothing to do with what's going on here. It has nothing to do with me grocery shopping tomorrow or doing the laundry or going and cut the grass or, and me having my little slice of freedom. And the government will have me believe that because they're doing all of these atrocious things, that somehow my life is enriched by that. That I'm able to enjoy these quote-unquote freedoms
they keep you safe.
that I've been allowed.
Yeah,
these freedoms that I've been allowed. Think about that sentence for a minute.
But you have to remember, they promote freedom because they want control, because they're in a position to gain control, and it's human nature to, once you get it, you're going to want more.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling ain't going to go away. That's putting it in the veins. Once you.
So it doesn't matter if you go out to the polls come November and vote for Donald J. Trump or Hillary Clinton.
They're not going to, first off.
Or Gary Johnson, for that matter.
Oh,
or any of the other, various candidates that are out there trying to throw their hat in the ring. At the end of the day, you're still going to have an oppressive government. You're still going to have overtaxation, particularly on us, the working poor, the people that are talking into the microphones right now. I'm not saying that we're like destitute poor, because there's certainly a lot of people that have it far worse than I do. But at the same time, I'm not one of the haves. I figured out early on in life I'm one of the have-nots.
Well, most people are.
Yeah.
Most people.
Yeah.
I mean, you go through certain neighborhoods, you're like, wow, there's a lot of these people, but not really.
But by voting, regardless of which way you vote, you're giving permission for this to continue, is what I'm getting at. And again, I think we both have, a differing opinions about that sort of thing.
Now, here's the thing. Okay.
But I don't see where voting's going to make a difference.
Okay, here's the deal, though, with voting. Look, I'll be the first person to tell you, first off, just with the Electoral College, I don't even want to go down the other millions of lists of, vote rigging and election fraud and all that stuff. Why voting's a joke. But so I get the argument not to do it, but at the same time, I don't think you can just sit here and throw your hands up and go, well, we're not going to vote and that's going to fix it, because then it's like there's just going to be like 12 dumb people left going, this is working, and they're selected like supposedly, even though they're not. But look, if you use somebody like Trump, you can get people going. You can get people riled up. Bernie just did it, because I guarantee you there was no schedule that had Bernie Sanders on it at anything at the Democratic National Convention a year ago.
Well,
but there is now.
But at the same time, House voting, okay, then which way do I vote that's going to change this mess?
That's a whole deeper question. I'm not saying voting is the answer.
That's a simple question.
I don't know what you do.
Exactly. So if I don't know what to do, then what business do I have voting?
Oh, I get the argument. Like I said, you're not seeing me vote.
I mean, show me a way to vote my way out of this mess, and I'll do it. But there is none.
Well,
there's none.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Claire, am I right?
I think you're probably.
You're totally. That's the point. That's the point. Voting does not matter. It is not going to change a thing. You can't vote for a lesser evil or anything else, because all of the people at this point are the evil.
Correct. That's true.
It's not gonna solve anything at all, no matter what, no matter who gets there. It's going to be varying levels of really bad, and with various flavors of really awful. That's about it. It doesn't matter who gets in there. The vote doesn't matter.
And because they've painted a picture of good guy versus bad guy,
depending on which side of the fence you sit on.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody pick a side. you don't see that you're getting shafted because all you're worried about is the bad guy shafting you. And then all the good guys I'm with the good guys. Those bad people are ruining this country. Can you believe what they're doing? Like everything that happens bad in this country. Like there's people like, can you believe Obama bombed so-and-so? And it's like, you like George Bush. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And, that's a lot of this country.
Well, Bush was bombing to make this country great.
Right.
Obama's just bombing just to be bombing.
Yeah, of course. But then he's not protecting the country somehow. He's not keeping us safe. He should have kept going.
He's not aggressive enough.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not aggressive enough. I still ain't figured that one out. But anyway, like
It's a bait and switch game.
Sure it is.
I mean, that's all it is.
I mean, that's what it is. There's that person's ruining everything. It's okay. We got you. And it's really just a bunch of people ruining everything. Nobody realizes they've been taken for a ride.
So that's my ultimate summation in this is, show me a way to vote. Show me a clear way to vote my way out of this mess, and I'll do it. And it ain't going to happen. Because any vote for a serious, legitimate candidate, let's say Ron Paul decided to go ahead and give it one more go.
But that's why I can't say, that's why I won't say it's completely hopeless, because I think, like with Trump, it just happens to be a lunatic doing it. But I think people can get
think about how
up.
he's done it to get where he's at right now. It's
Because
been extremely divisive.
If the people are loud enough, they'll back off. They did it with Syria in 2013. They figured out another more covert, quiet plan to go about it. But they had to back off that big, we're going in there, and they were about to do it. But if the people are loud enough, they'll say, all right, because they want to keep their job.
And all the perks that go with it.
So
Like being able
I
to
do
blatantly
think there
break
is.
the law
I
and get
do
away
think
with
there.
it.
I do think that in certain circumstances, voting can be something. I hadn't seen any options in a long time. In a long time, I hadn't seen.
That's
any
a ringing
options.
endorsement. Yeah, voting. It's something.
But I haven't seen any options in a long time. But again, there's the few random person here and there, but that's just the law of averages. That's
I'm
just
fixing to meme that. I'm going to find a picture of
Yeah, I was going to suggest that.
It's something.
There it is. That's the choice. You're all going to get to pick, everybody.
Vote harder.
And it's like you're in school.
Where's Ryan Butcher when you need him?
It's like you're in school. Who's going to be the milk monitor? Well, what is the milk monitor in charge of? Just the milk? That and all the things that can kill you. Okay. Let's do it. Who we got? Well, that's the disappointing news. We've got a couple of people. They may not be the most likable, but they're who you're going to get. And you're just going to have to deal with it, everybody.
Voting. It's something.
I mean,
I just got to pick which picture to use of you.
And that is why, I think that's why you get more accurate news from something like The Daily Show and Stephen Colbert now. I mean, satire is the news now. People trust comedy and comedians more than they do news anchors because it's literally a joke. Like, do you get that? Like, it's that level.
And the Hillary thing today just proved it all.
Sure, and they did it in everybody's faces and didn't even blink. And everybody's nose. And they just won't admit it to themselves. And they just said, what up? We can do what we want, and there's nothing you can do about it. It was Michael Jackson dancing on that car. Now, we all disagree on what's going to happen next with her. But today, that was just a slap in the face for everybody. Because they could have postponed that, and said, we're going to do, like, I get it, everybody, but this is really in depth and blah, 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 blah. But I think what I think the reason they probably had to do it is because Assange has a bunch of stuff, Putin has a bunch of stuff, hackers have a bunch of stuff, and there's about to be stuff coming out. Everybody's going to know she's really guilty. And she's going to be trying to run for president, so they're trying to go ahead and say, oh, no, she's innocent. Don't worry about it. Just to get this election over with. But, yeah, she ain't going to win. Ain't happening. No more Clintons in the White House. Sorry.
I got a Johnson on it.
I know everybody's really upset about that. I don't know if Trump will be the president, though. I think he probably will. I would get, 85, 90%, but I'm not 100% sure he's going to be president. A lot of time between now and then.
This meme is awesome.
I don't even see the humor in it. That's the one thing I don't find the humor in. Because the rest of it's just hilarious, isn't it? So laugh a minute.
Something like that.
Yeah. Near my God to thee. For those that don't know what that is, that's the song they were. I'm going to play that. That's happening right now. Here we come, you two.
Take us home, baby.
This is how this is going down. Literally going down.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. This is a positive. This is the most positive show we've definitely ever had.
No, there's no way that this could ever be confused with the most positive anything that anybody's ever done.
No, just no.
Well, I disagree. I think this is a great idea. I was trying to promote music earlier, and everybody shut me down right and left. I was going to talk about music.
This show
the
has
whole
been like
second half of the
Quaaludes and The Cure, man. It really has been.
But,
and a bottle of liquor to drown it in.
Oh. Let's see. I mean,
can we just play, just pick a random song from Cure's Disintegration?
No. They're getting mad.
I'm going to cry for a little while.
People get mad.
Give me some ice cream.
When you do stuff. But I tell you what, they won't get mad at.
That meme I just made of you.
Oh,
it says voting at something.
Nobody wants to see your memes.
This is a pretty nice dude. I give up.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's the problem?
No problem here, officer.
I don't understand. I'm just playing a song. Seems like it would be nice.
Hillary, this
Fill
was
the
for
gaps. Fill the gaps. That's all it is. And it's a nice song.
It is nice.
It's a very nice spiritual, religious song. Well, religion, that's a...
Trump's religious now.
Jesus Christ, I go with him. But religion, I don't know about that either. I don't trust what them people are selling either. I don't trust it. They got a lot of money. I don't know why they need it. I don't know what they're doing with it. They got fancy watches.
You ever seen Joel Osteen's house?
That's a pretty big house. That's a big house.
I want to live like that.
And I'll tell you what.
I want to be his pool boy.
There ain't nothing wrong with being rich. There's not. It's what, but if you're going, I don't know. It seems pretty hypocritical.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird way to make your millions,
Yeah. It is. It really is. But, that's it. We had July the 4th. That was the beginning. Today's July the 5th. Cut.
There's no fireworks.
That's
here,
a wrap, everybody.
It's done. It's done. It's over with.
Oh, man.
Everybody get your free balloon on the way out.
You're getting Trump or Hillary. Oh, Celine Dion. We're just going to be on that door. And let me tell you something. It's going to be Trump and Hillary. It's going to be probably Trump on that door looking down at you. You're just going to be holding on to his hand. He's going to be like, I got you. And you're going to be like, I'm cold, Donald. He's going to be like, don't worry about it. We're going to be all right. I'm real cold, Donald. And at some point, you're just going to float down, and he's going to be 90 years later throwing that stupid rock in the ocean, wasting that guy's time. That's what he's going to be doing while you're laying in the bottom of the ocean.
Fish food.
That's it. You're on the Titanic. They said it was unsinkable. Well, guess what?
Now, if Hillary's president, though, you're gonna make it off the boat probably first because she's gonna push you out of the way to get on the life raft. Yeah, you're going.
Oh yeah. No, Hillary's the guy.
Step aside, I'm a woman.
Hillary's the guy that played the Phantom or whatever. The guy with the slick back hair, Billy Zane, is that his name?
Oh yeah.
That's who Hillary is, just pushing kids to the side and like, I got to get on this thing.
Yeah. Much more important than these people.
Kicking children out of the way. That's her.
You don't know how much this is going to hurt everybody if I go down with this wreck. Yeah. I'm a woman, damn it. I'm a woman.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Anti-Media Radio.
I think we got a couple of minutes.
We will be broadcasting from Canada next week.
No, we're going to wait it out, man.
Lovely Vancouver.
It ain't that bad. It is. It ain't. Is it? Is it? Is it? I don't know. This is what you need to do. Be good to the people around you. 1,000%. And leave that buffoonery to the buffoons.
Yeah, that's most of the people I know, though. Everybody's picked a side.
This is still playing, by the way.
It is. It should be.
Why not? It's going to end at some point. That's ironic. It's going to end at some point.
Voting. It's something.
Oh, man.
Thanks for that good, cheery note.
Yeah, it just got more positive. It just got even more positive. Hi, whatever. Andy Kaufman, hooray. Does that make everybody feel better?
I did. I feel a little bit more at ease.
That's good. You're my God to thee. Oh, no, it's not.
It's kind of like right before the plane goes completely down and those oxygen masks come out and I'm just huffing a couple breaths.
Yeah.
Feeling slightly euphoric from all that oxygen.
Oh, wait, hold on. I can get it out with a straight face. There were box cutters. That's how it happened. There were box cutters. Them buildings fell down within an hour.
I don't think I could rob a convenience store with a box cutter.
Those buildings fell down within an hour and a half in free fall time because of some box cutters, buddy. And you better believe it. You will never believe what those guys did with some box cutters.
I still don't believe it.
And let me tell you, you want to know how we know they did it? Because those buildings that for the first time in the history of the world collapsed on themselves that fast, and the steel melted, there was some paper on the ground that had their name on it still from the airplane. That's it for Anti-Media Radio.
Thank God.
This is Tim Gibson. UCY.TV for Shannon, for Claire.
Don't bring me into this.
I'm sorry, Nick. Anti-Media Radio out.
I'ma let them know through the stereo. Yo, here we go through the stereo.
On the Tracks you can catch every Monday night.